We are now, yes. We are now live. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share it on your pages and my Facebook as well. If you want to share on your personal Facebook, go to the link now, and then we can crack on. So you can do that for me.
Go to what link?
The link on MDA should be on now. So just share it. I'm going to share it to your personal Facebook pages, and then I want you to share it to yours as well, if that's all right.
Okay.
So I'm doing it on your... Here.
Yeah, I'll share it on mine.
I'll share it on Dowell's as well, sorry. Right, we've got 13 viewers, so we'll just wait a few minutes and then we'll crack on. Do you like the office decorating lot?
Well, you've had plenty of time to do it, I'm sure.
Oh. Forcing nothing, mate, are they?
There we go. Right, we've got some comments coming in. Ashley Kurt, hey up lads.
Good old Ash.
Good old Ash.
Skinny lad, but beat me in an arm wrestle.
He did, I've got the video.
He did.
Any reason for subtitles? I didn't even know we've got subtitles on there. So if we've got subtitles, we've got subtitles. I don't know how to turn them off. I apologise. We might need subtitles.
Well, know what I'm saying.
We might need subtitles with Jamie Hughes, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, so this is the first time I've done this. So welcome, Jamie. Welcome, Harry.
Hello.
Thank you.
So, going to start off with what you've been doing in quarantine. I know, Harry, you've lost a bit of weight. So, start with you. What's your life been like outside of darts the last 8-10 weeks?
Pretty boring, to be honest. I was playing darts every day, and then I just got fed up of practicing. Oh yeah. I got bored of practicing. Because I felt like I was practicing for nothing. There's no tournaments coming up, so I've had 3 weeks off, and I've started practicing again this week, and I feel great again. My darts are going really well, so hopefully I'll get them back again, and the tournaments will start soon.
How did you find the PDC home tour?
It was a strange one. I wasn't on my normal throw because my normal throw's in the shed, and the internet signal weren't strong enough. So I was in my living room, and it was okay. It was good to play some sort of competitive darts, but it just didn't go on the night. I didn't feel relaxed, or it's just strange. It was a strange one.
Yeah, you weren't the best that night, were you? Your averages didn't reach much over 90, so obviously it was a bit of a strange one for you, but nice just to play, I suppose.
Yeah, the chance that the PDC have given the players to do that is great, because they could have just scrapped it and just left the players as they are, and then asked them to come back when they can. But the fact they've helped is great, and it shows that they are there for the players as well.
So Jamie, how's life been for you in quarantine? What's it been like in the Black country?
I've just been getting beat up every day by a 3-year-old girl.
I've seen
That's about it, really.
So you played in the PDC tour. What did you think of it?
Yeah, it was a welcome distraction from what's been going on. A little bit closer to what I'm used to. I enjoyed it, and I was happy to get through, and I'm looking forward to the next round. Yeah,
I mean, obviously, comparative to Harry, yours was quite successful. You won all your games. So you hit a lot of trebles and a lot of doubles, and Harry sort of like went the other way. But so in the next round, gives you something to aim for, and hopefully, if this is how I judge it, if you don't win it, it's not a major, but if you win it, it's a major. So that's how I'm judging it. So if you win it, it's a major trophy.
I'd rather win another major rather than this one, to be honest.
Tech out at the minute. Okay, so we've got a couple of questions I'm going to bring up. This is from Michael James Lang, Mensa's manager, amongst others. He wants to know why Jamie's half naked.
Because I'm sitting on my settee in my house.
So do you always do that in your house then?
Yeah, you know.
He's always like
Yeah.
it in hotel rooms as well.
It's it's warm as well, you know. It's warm, so yeah.
Yeah, he is a bit.
Look.
Yeah, that's.
Oh God!
So there's your
Brilliant.
question.
Cheers for that, big outs. Cheers.
Yeah, no worries, mate. No worries.
We've got some more. We've got another question here from. Sorry, this is from Jared Watkins. Are you guys practicing as much in lockdown as you would be if you were still playing normal?
I'll say no. I'm not because when normally I'd be at work, and when I get home from work, I like to practice to take. I feel like that is different from what I've been doing all day, and I want to get better for the weekends ahead. And the fact there's no tournaments is just there's no point practicing in my eyes. I'm just practicing enough just to keep my eye in, and then I'll practice more when the tournaments are back.
Jay?
Yeah, just no, because I normally got all my practice in by going out and playing in the local super leagues and tournaments. So I have been doing a bit at home now, obviously, because I've had to, and it's different, but good different because it's something I am used to. So it's been a little bit of a personal challenge for me to see, how it's gone, and I'm really happy. I'm enjoying practice. That was the main reason why I never really practiced in the house because I didn't enjoy it. But I'm enjoying it now. So you never know. I might start doing it a lot more often.
Adam Small has asked me who is my favourite MDA player. Which I've always said I don't really have a favourite player. I never do. I just like all the guys. So
whichever one pays the most.
I won't say I've got a favourite at all. You know what I mean? I just crack on with it. You know what I mean? I never really favour anybody over anything else. So
whichever one makes the most money.
Whoever's winning at the time, eh?
I'd say this time last year I was probably your favourite.
Yeah. So I mean, we'll get on to that. So I mean, that was a big thing. We'll get on to that, Harry. You're jumping the gun now. We've got another question.
I'm sorry.
We've got another one from Adam as well. He wants a birthday shout out from Jamie.
Me too.
And I don't know.
Just a few of my pals.
Let's see how it's supposed to be done.
Can I just say happy birthday?
Yeah.
To who? Happy birthday. To a few of my pals, multiple birthdays. Can I just say
That's the funniest thing ever, that is. Can you hear me? Is everybody gone? Can everybody hear me? Can you hear me? I can't hear you now for some reason. Hello? Hello? Beef hot pot. Can you hear me? I can't hear you guys. Let's hope it comes back. Oh, it's going well. Nod your head. Can you hear me? Oh dear. It would go for mine, wouldn't it? It would go for mine. You two talk amongst yourselves while I sort it out.
I can't hear Jamie either.
I can hear you now.
Oh, can you? I can't hear Jamie.
Jay, you coming back? Jay, we can't hear you. We're going to talk to Harry just till you come back. Jay, if you want to leave, Jay, can you hear me? Jay, if you want to leave and come back, and then we'll talk to Harry. Obviously, this is first time we've used it, so we're going to have some issues. But Harry, talk about Q School. The first Q School that the fifth time you tried and qualifying on the first day, because that was a real good achievement for you. Obviously, winning 8 games and getting through.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it, mate. You know how I felt before Q School. I didn't even want to go. If you weren't backing me, I wouldn't have put myself in. So to get through was unexpected, so it made it even better. You know, the years before, I really thought I'd do well, and I never did. So
Can you hear me now?
I can, yeah, I can. But yes, and to get
Lovely.
through was awesome. I played well all day, and also Jamie got through as well, so it made it even better.
Yeah, I mean, Jay, we're just talking about Q School, and obviously, I think Harry getting through was a bit of a surprise. No offense to Harry, but I remember that day you were just on your own, head down, focused, didn't want to talk to nobody, and it was like you were never going to lose that day. That was your day. 3 averages, 110. Anything less than like started with a 9, you were disappointed with. Do you want to talk about how you were playing that day? Because that was unbelievable.
Yeah, that was the exact reason why I just kept my head down and didn't want to talk to anyone, because I didn't want any distractions, because I knew I was in the zone and I was playing well, and I just wanted to stay in that bubble, and I did, and it was just the relief when I think it was 8 or 16 went in against Kirk Shepherd. It was just like over 12 months of frustration. Well, probably longer than that, because I'd had a bad year on the BDO circuit as well. So probably like 2 years of frustration coming out, thinking, right, I can get back into playing this game properly now.
Yeah, and of course the me bigging you up for everybody to see you and smash everybody. Then of course you missed the first 2 Players Championships of 2019.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you want to tell that story about what happened that day, about the cut off for the entries?
Yeah, well, I mean, it didn't bother me because I knew I'd got the card, and you know, I was on cloud 9. I was on an eye. Nothing was ruining that. But then I get a phone call off you saying, what number's your house? And I'm like, what you want to know that for? He went, because I'm outside. I need to speak to you. I was like, oh, what's happened there, like, you know what I mean? And he says, he said, I've messed up. You're not in the first 2 Pro Tours. I went, is that it? I went, am I still in the other 28 then? He went, yeah. I went, well, that's all right by me. Don't worry about it. You know what I mean? I've waited 12 months for this. I'll wait another 2 weeks. So that was it, really.
It was that. I remember it. I remember putting everybody in, and I'm sure you was the first one I put in, and then it went 2 minutes past 2 on me clock, and I went, I ain't seen a receipt for Jamie, and I was like, oh, for God's sake, can't believe it's the worst thing I've ever done.
Yeah, but it was mad, because I think there was something like 8 to 10 players who had the same problem.
Yeah.
So it was obviously something from the PDC side of it, that, you know what I mean?
Maybe.
Players, you know.
I think I was a bit of a problem. You know, I think it was me, but you know, we did it. We got there in the end. And Ari, the first tournament, you got to the quarterfinal. You beat Jan Dekker 6-0. Going down to Jermaine, who got to the final, I think. Did you lose 6-2 or 6-3?
I think it was 6-4, to be honest, or 6-3. And that was my worst game in the day as well. So I was a bit disappointed, but it was a great first tournament, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, who did you beat? You beat Jan Dekker.
I had
Simon Whitlock, your first game. Simon Whitlock.
First game as a tour card holder, yeah. I got Simon Whitlock. So all I thought was, you know, he's probably not going to expect me to play too well, and I think I did. So I had nothing to lose at that point, everything to gain. So yeah, that set me up for the year, really.
Yeah, so that was pretty good. So obviously we've been talking today. It's actually a year today since Harry, May 19th. Sorry, Harry beat Max Hopp in the Players Championship 16 final, which was a bit of a massive day. Really, it was. It's I can't believe it's a year ago. I mean, unbelievable to actually go and win one in your first year. I mean, talk us through that day and how you felt and going through the day and how the players that you beat. I mean, you beat some absolutely amazing players.
Could I just talk you through the night before in his preparation?
Yeah, go on, man.
Oh God.
Yeah, We went to a bar in Barnsley to watch, I think it was an Oasis tribute or something like that. And there was a punch bag in the bar. You know, one of them punch balls where you put a pound in and you have to feel... Well, Harry's whacked around 20 quid into this punch bag and he's just been punching it all night. And I says, you don't want to be doing that, you're going to play doors tomorrow. And he gets up and he says, well, I'll tell you what, my thumb's killing me. And I said, I told you that, mate. You know what I mean, yeah. And then he goes on and wins it. So then like, the next time we was in Barnsley, we was like, are we going on the punch bag again?
It didn't work for Norwich, did it? The rest of the year.
No, it didn't.
We've actually got footage from that night.
Get this in a chuck, guys.
There you go.
There you go.
Actually had footage of that night. So anyway, Harry, tell us about the first game that day. Can you remember who it was?
I can, yeah, because it was on stream. I've not been on stream much, but I got picked and I played Vincent Camphouse, the only guy that's bigger than me, I think. And then Mad Oz Rasma, I remember playing him.
I bet talk about the Camphouse game. Sorry about watching the game with your mum.
Sorry.
I'll never watch darts again with your mum. Oh my God,
yeah,
she's scared.
I can't remember what the finish
was.
was.
1-2-1.
That's it, yeah. And I went for 25 after a treble 20, and you said I shouldn't go that way. And my mum basically just said, he'll go whichever way he wants.
A bit of profanity.
So, yes. But I won that game comfortably. I played well. And then Mados Rasma played well again. I think I won. I remember winning the game with an 11 darter. And then it's a shame I had to play a really good friend of mine, James Richardson. I've always got on with James. And we had a good game. I think I averaged 98, I think.
That was your best game against James.
Yes, 6-5 I won, yeah. And then who was it then? Oh, Michael Smith, of course.
Yeah, talk us through that game. That's a really good game, that one.
Yeah, I mean, he averaged 104 and I only averaged 92, but every time I was on a finish, I took it out. That's the way I won the game. And 5-all, he hit a 177 to leave 36. I had threw 2 darts and I was on 195. And I went for the ball or 25 and hit the ball. Left 145. He missed 3 at double 18 and I took the 145 out to win 6-5. And from then I believed I could actually win it. You know, before that I was just taking it as it comes. But that game was, that will always stand out to me, that finish, because I've never really done anything like that. And Mark was a really good player as well.
You didn't even celebrate. That's what made me laugh. You just went and walked to the board as if you took out 32.
Yeah, I don't celebrate much.
The last time I think I saw you celebrate was when they said there was opening a Nando's in Barnsley. Is that
is that not you? You'd want that.
So anyway, into the quarterfinals against Nathan Aspinall.
Yeah, another 6-5 win as well.
It should have been more.
Yeah, I started the game off well and then sort of got to the finish line. I think it was 5-2 or 5-3, and just started missing, and it went to 5-all. And again, I managed to win. I won a lot of 6-5s last year, and this year I've lost a lot of 6-5s. But a 6-5 win. It was a good win because it was close. It made me think I need to keep my foot on the gas and not let it off, because I did when I got to 5 in that game. I couldn't believe I was in the semi-final, to be honest. So I went and collected myself and just tried to relax.
And Jose de Souza was the semi-final.
Yeah, well, I played him. No, I'd not played him, but I mean, I played him before he started showing really good form. And I thought this isn't a bad semi-final draw, because it was his first one as well.
Yeah.
And I think he's improved throughout the year, and it'd be a much more tougher game now. But I won that 7-4. I think I had another high finish. I can't remember what it was, and he also miscounted
a few times, which was good. Cheers.
Yeah. I think he wanted 81, and he went 19, 12, and hit double top and thought he'd won the leg, but he wanted the ball. And then I took my finish out and it literally destroyed him, I think.
Yeah, I remember that. And then obviously into the final against Max Hopp, who you've got a decent record. You've beaten before that season twice in the youth and the players.
Yeah.
So you fancy the chances. Two young lads. Obviously, he's probably similar age to you, but got lots more experience, so much more, which is ridiculous.
Yeah,
So,
I played really well, even though I felt I was under a lot of pressure. I settled out in the first leg because I took 133 out first leg, and that just settled me down totally. And I raced into a lead, and I could have been, at one point, I think I could have been 5-2 up and then 7-4 up, but I kept missing. And he took out a double last starting hand, and then at 7-6 up, I missed 3 darts at my favourite double 16 for the match, and he took it out. And at 7-all, I just thought, don't lose now. You know, I'd have hated to lost because I've had 3 darts for the match.
yeah.
But yeah, at 7-all, I learnt a lot about myself. I know I've got bottle because I went out in 15 darts. It's not great, but he was on
class though.
Yeah, he was on 36 after 12, and I needed 68, and I got it last starting hand. So yeah,
we've actually got the last few seconds, so we'll stick that on now for everybody.
In this situation, especially with what has gone before.
The ability is not
125.
in question. But has he got the mentality? It's one more dart. And this time he finds it. Harry gets...
There you go. So that was a good day, a good night as well. Harry's gone. Can I hear you, Yozza?
Yeah, I can hear you, mate.
Yeah. I'm going to stop playing these videos.
maybe you should.
Yeah.
There he is. There he is. H is back.
Oh, no, I was just saying. I remember going to work the next day and telling people, and they couldn't believe how much prize. Yeah, they couldn't believe how much prize money I'd won playing darts. They didn't know, it was that big.
What was they all saying, H? What you doing at work for then?
Yeah, there was. Yeah.
They say the same to me.
Yeah.
Working class lads. It's good because Jack was due around that time, so you paid for some lovely nappies, Harry. So, only joking.
I don't mind.
So, no, but obviously that set you up for the year, put you in everything, and obviously you share with Jamie, and Jamie's probably got a couple of stories because he actually said that cheered him up because Jamie had one of his 0 weekends, which he loves to do now and then, and he said he's on his way home. So, Jamie, do you want to tell the story?
Yeah, no, just obviously, as you said, I'd lost first round both days. Barney done me on the Sunday. I averaged over 100 again. He done a 10 dart last leg, deciding leg. So, I was a bit down, and I've gone to drown my sorrows in the local. And then I looked on my phone, and Big H is in the final. And it perked me up. And then when he won, I found you, and I says, oh, that's, I was feeling a bit down, but I'm chuffed for him now. It's pulled me out of that depression a bit. I'm going to have a couple of beers to celebrate him now rather than go out drowning my sorrows.
Yeah, it was a good day. It was a good day. Can't believe it's a year ago. Can't believe it's actually a year ago.
No, I can't.
It seems so quick. We've got a question here for you, Yozza, from Adam Smalley. I'm just going to leave you to it in 2 seconds while I just sort something out. There you go.
No, I've never played Larry Butler. Obviously, I was still in the BDO when he had that run in the World Masters and that, and he looked like he was really, back to some old form and that. But no, I've never played him now. I think you know who match favourite is now, don't we?
this old thing. Here we go. Harry.
I've hit a 9 dart practicing, but I've also hit one on the Pro Tour, and I didn't celebrate. So it's just another leg. It is a good feeling, but the match isn't over until you've hit the winning double. And I think I went 5-0 up with the 9 darter and lost the next leg. So you know, it is not. It's a great feeling, but I don't really celebrate.
Jay?
Well, I've never hit one in practice because I don't really practice 501. I do a lot of finishing practice. You wouldn't think it, I know, watching me, but that's
I got
what
a
me and my
good
mates do.
UK Open.
Yeah, there. But so now I've done one in competition in a local open, but this was like about 10 years back. And no, I never celebrated. It was just because I was pure like shaking as like a leaf going for the double 12, and I just threw it as quick as I could, and it went in. So it was
Did
just
you
like
miss,
relief that you get like a release of pressure, and it's just like a big exhale of breath. Like thank God for that.
you missed double 18 against Ada, didn't you? I don't think it was Czech, but it was one of the
Double
tournaments.
12. That
Was it
my favourite double 12.
144, wasn't it? 144.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, my favourite double 12.
We've got one from comes up here. His profile said it's the best. This is the best crowd he's ever been live with, and he's got a question for Jamie. So,
Oh God.
Yeah. Is there any way you can block people on this match?
it's the only thing I haven't blocked him on, to be honest.
Yeah.
Question for you, Harry.
Probably when I was about 11. Just started playing pub league with my brother-in-law, and I must have hit one then. I honestly can't remember my first 180.
Jay? Just have a drink out this.
I don't know, mate, to be fair, because I was like one of them who used to pick them up every year when Lakeside was on. So I'd say probably around 12, 13, maybe 14. But it wouldn't have been on a proper lay and that, because the lay I had in my house, it was measured right, it was just stuck on the wall, like kind of head eyes.
One from Adam Smalley again, lots of questions. Who is your favourite bailiff in Can't Pay Take It Away? And we'll start with Harry on that one.
I'll be honest with you, mate. I've never watched it. I don't watch TV.
What?
I'm the same. I'm the same. What you're watching these depressive reality programs for?
I like Paul Bohill. That's just me.
No idea who that is.
Okay. We're going to talk about a real pivotal moment in your career, Jamie, now. And that is June the 30th, 2019, when you won this little baby.
Ooh, a little bit of the bubbly.
Czech Darts Open 2019 winner.
Yeah.
I'm going to get your stats up, Jay, because you was on fire that tournament. I just want you to talk me through it because I can remember it as if it was yesterday.
I mean, I wore the only one on fire because it was like red hot. It was something like 45 degrees there, and there was people dropping left, right, and centre. I think there was a break after the semi-final. Mayor King collapsed backstage or something, I reckon, or he had some kind of problems because the heat was just. You had to be there to realise how bad the heat was.
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna start with the first round. You went 2-0 down to Devon Peterson and you were playing terribly. And you managed to scrape over the line with that one. I think you'd agree that it was a bit of a battle, that one.
Yeah. Which it kind of is, you know, a lot of players are that first round, you know, you're just getting yourself into the tournament, you know, onto the stage, and the different crowds and that. So, you know, it's I think it's a common occurrence. Players don't play to the top game first rounds.
And then against AD, it was one of your best performances of the year. I mean, 97 average doesn't do it justice because I think after the first 4 legs, I think he was on 110. And I think AD, again, was suffering with the heat, had just not given up but resigned to defeat. And I think your game, your level dropped as well. I think you'd agree because of his level dropping. I think had AD been on your tail, you could have averaged 110 there. I really do.
Yeah, well, as you know, the way AD is, he's a very vocal and emotional player. You can tell how he's feeling. And I could just tell he was resigned to losing, or he knew it was his day kind of thing. And that, you know, that's when you kind of it takes the window to yourselves as well. It takes that bite out to you. So that was probably why that happened. But I had some great results against Adrian last year in the Euro Tour. I mean, there was another one where I beat him 6-1, I think. So
Yeah. You beat him on the floor as well in February at Wigan or Barnsley, which was on the live stream. That was a great win. Ron Moulenkamp, who obviously is a very difficult player to play against because of his pace. You averaged 103 there in a 6-3 win, and imperious on throw. I don't think you lost throw, and I remember watching that for obvious reasons. Obviously, James Wilson was sitting in the last match play spot, and there's only you or Ron that could knock James out. So that you winning that guaranteed that it was either you or James in the match play, which obviously I was happy with. Which, as managing you both, it was a good result for me that. But I think your game of the tournament, even though it wasn't the best average, was against Ian White, a 6-5 win, because obviously Ian White had done you a few times on the Euro Tour, and this was the first time you'd got him on the Euro Tour. I know you beat him early doors at a Players' Championship. Was this your first big win over Ian White on the TV? So, I mean, talk me through that game, because that game was unbelievable.
Yeah, it's just tit for tat. I don't know whether we both kept throw all the way down, but it felt like that. It felt like that was all around 15 dark legs, and everyone was on throw. Just a real good match. And if the other player missed, the other one was waiting behind, and that was why the other player didn't miss, because they knew they couldn't.
And then you took it out on tops with a 14 or 13 darter, which he was on 180 at 140, perfect. Then you play Simon Whitlock and you go down early doors, 2-0, I think, and then you just reel off. There was so many finishes at 72, an 88, just unbelievable amount of finishes that you had that day and that game, and you got over the line. I think there was one leg that turned it. Simon was so far in front to go 5-4. And then he missed, and you took it out to go 6-3, and that was the bones of the match, really, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's another one where I think it had been a long day for him, and I could tell it had been a long day. And I thought to myself, hang into him here, because the longer this game goes on, the more it's going to play in your favour. Because, I mean, he's a bit older than me, no disrespect to him if it comes across like that, but I thought that I was the fitter man, and that the longer it went on, it would suit me better.
And of course, in the final against Steve, you go down 2 legs again, 2-0 down, and then you win 8 of the next 9 legs to win. I'm just going to show the winning double here for everybody that didn't watch it, because this was a massive moment in your career. You win this one game, not only you get an extra 15 grand, but you're guaranteed in the match play and every other TV event. So it's probably worth about 50,000 ranking points, this one game. And to play like this, and is this.
I've said it so many times in the last 3 days, he has been dynamite on tops. And if he hits the hole in that double top again, it'll just prove how good this guy is.
This for the title then, double top. It's a huge moment. It's Hughes' moment. The first winner of the first Czech Darts Open is Jamie Hughes, and not only does he scoop the £25,000.
Yeah,
there you go. So, yeah, I mean, we've got James Wilson's response just after that double went in. Just not doesn't look very happy there, does it?
It's a good job I wore that close to him. It's a good job I wore actually that close to him when it did go in.
And then we've got your reaction as well, knowing that you're in every TV and just look how happy you are. It's just unbelievable. See the emotion on your face. It's just. I mean, why didn't you celebrate after that final? That was an amazing final. You never celebrated. It was like I was jumping around the office.
There's a few things, it just you mean well, I am anyway. When I'm playing in games like that I'm big games. You just go into a concentration bubble, and you can't just click yourself out of it. And it kind of still it hadn't sunk in that I'd won it. You know what I mean, kind of thing. And Another thing is respect for Stephen Bunting, because I don't want to rub it in his face, because, I've known him for years from the BDO and that, and played for England with him and things like that. So, that's another side of it, the respect for my opponents as well. That, because no one likes losing.
I know, but I think you could have smiled at least.
Yeah, as I say, it's just what you've got to realise is that the pressure and nerves you got inside you building up and all through the game, and especially towards the end, it doubles. So it's just you have like a mentally emotionally time with yourself. Like thank God that I'm over the line, and all, before you think about celebrating, well, I do anyway.
Harry, can you hear us?
I can't
Oh,
hear
we
Harry,
can't
mate.
hear you. Do you want to come back? Harry, do you want to come in and come back out again? We've got a question from for Glenn for you.
Yeah, he meant well more Dennis than Glenn, because Dennis could keep up pace with me really. Yeah, Glenn was lagging behind a bit. He was out of breath a bit, I think. But yeah, we had to walk around the park, and there was a McDonald's at the end of the park, and yeah, it was great. But I mean, Glenn will tell you on his comments how that weekend was. It's literally unbelievable how hot it was. You had to be there to experience it, to realise how bad it was. And I think there's a program called Don't Tell the Bride where they had the stag do there, and literally there's
Yeah.
like about 10 seconds of footage, and I'm all wringing wet with sweat.
Yeah, it benefited you not having hair, which was good. Just you didn't sweat as much.
Well, to be
You
honest, I
pull off
think
a
it
bald
was
head quite
more
well, Jay. Jamie's gone.
just from everything I did that weekend was professional. That the times I ate, what I drunk when I drunk it, I was having early nights, and I think that showed over the whole weekend at the time.
We've got a Taylor Clifton who wants to say hello. I'm guessing to you, Yoz.
Yeah, that's my cousin. All right, Tate.
And we've also got Clifton Mitchell who's sent something in. He must
Big
think one of his in a
Cliff, all right,
semi-final.
I can't
He
wait
only
to
ever
be,
gets.
oh, go on. I was going to say I can't wait to be good enough to see Clifton.
Oh yeah, that only happens when you get TV semis, mate. One day. We've got one question here from. This is a good question from Thomas Donnelly. Obviously, nobody knows. So, do you want to answer this, Jamie and Harry? What do you think? What do you think there? Well, I think he's asking which majors do you think will be played this year? Jamie, you first.
Well, I don't think anyone knows that, but I think obviously they want the World Championship first and foremost, and then, off that you look at the ones from there. Obviously, but Blackpool and Ireland would be the two after that, I suppose, that they'd want to be getting off.
Yeah, Harry.
I think they'll push for the Worlds because it's so big. Everyone watches it. People that probably don't watch darts all year watch the Worlds, and I'm interested to see how they're going to, see the event or people qualifying and stuff. So, I think the Worlds should go. Well, I hope the Worlds goes ahead, but everything else is just in doubt at the minute.
I think that the Worlds might be all 128 tour card holders, with it being. I don't know. I'm just guessing.
I thought that.
Might be a way to do it. It's the only fair way, really, because they've only had like 9 qualifying events. So.
No, I'll do that, Matt. They could get Fallon in that way.
No. Yeah, they might have 126 then. Here's one from Kel Soph for Jamie. Do you regret not joining Q School, Jamie, earlier?
No, because I had such good experiences playing for England and playing at Lakeside. So, and it's just everything happens for a reason, and the timing and all that. That obviously I think everyone will say that I probably had the way it is now. I could have gone to Q school and come back and still played if I didn't get a talk card. I had to sit out for a year basically in limbo when I did it. So that, you know, it was just one of them where I thought the time was right, and so I took the plunge when I did, and it did pay off the first time round, but it did the second, and here I am.
Yeah, I badgered you for 2 years to get you over, knowing how good you were. I thought I know you were good, but I didn't think you were as good as you are, if that makes sense. That might sound so bad, but I thought you were like great level, but your level it can be ridiculous.
Yeah.
Whether or not you do, Harry will probably agree with me here because you're too modest.
Yeah.
But
I was trying to say earlier, I've seen Jamie get into that zone where nothing bothers him and he'll just smash it some block like the dartboard. And the best one was a Euro Tour qualifier. I think he averaged like 114. And he come off, and the first thing he said to me was, "My arm hurts." I was like, "You have a laugh at you? Your arm hurts? You just averaged 114."
Richard North.
That was the start of all the elbow troubles. That was, so it come at a price.
He does this at H. He does this. He goes like this, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I like the look he does. If everybody's watching, the look he does when he pretends not to know whose throw it is. When he does this, when he'll come back after breaking throw. He knows it's his throw, and he'll look at the board, and this is the look he does. Then he'll step up. Watch it every time. He knows whose throw it is. It's just something I've noticed from talking about that. I'm gonna ask this now. Funniest tour story. So I'm gonna have Harry. You've had a bit of time out now. You've not said much. So you give me some of your funniest tour stories. I've got one. I'm going to use the Rafferty one in my head. I want you to use anything else.
Funnily enough, I'm going to use Rafferty as well because he's such a lad. He's so funny. And I wasn't actually there. I was there that night, and I remember going into a bar, and he wasn't actually 18, and I bought him a drink. And then we left the bar, and I was with my friend who'd come up that weekend to watch. We went back to play some pool and then go back to the hotel. But Yozza went to Scott Baker's hotel with Rafferty. And they'd got a load of Budweiser. And they said to Nathan, fill the bath up with water, so like cold water, so it keeps the bottles kind of cool. And I remember Yozza says he turned the bath on and walked out the room. And then about 2 minutes later, he walked in and just steam came out. He'd got the hot water on with all these bottles in there. Because honestly, it's so funny. Nathan, after he's had a drink, is one of the funniest people I've ever met.
We've actually got some footage from that night.
Yeah.
Mine is Rafferty in mine head. It was the time when it was all the big freeze. And you were staying in caravans, which it's, you know, people will say, "Oh, he puts them in caravans." They're nice caravans, isn't they? They are nice caravans.
Yeah.
So the nice caravans, and but obviously the pipes had all froze, so the toilet didn't flush. So the landlord, who looked after us really well, there's nothing we could do. It was, you know, you had one shower a day. It was terrible. So the landlord comes in and says, "Look, here's some water, a lot of water. If you want to flush the toilet, put this in the cistern and flush it." And thank you so much, brilliant. You're so good. So anyway, Rafferty obviously does his business, and says it won't flush. So he comes in and he'd put it down the pan and try to flush the toilet instead of pushing it in the cistern. Which is so funny.
Bearing in mind him and H had got food poisoning as well because they'd put two rusty burgers in the microwave at the same time.
The week after that
toilet had some attention.
Yeah, the week after that tournament, I was ill for a week. I've never been that ill in my life, ever.
Rafferty just beat Peter Wright, and he couldn't get in the bars. And he got the program out to prove who he was.
Yeah, that was what we do. That's another one. That night when I took him to Scott Baker's hotel, he hadn't got his passport. I said, "Bring some ID with you." He said, "I ain't got none." I said, "Have you got over here then?" And he showed me like a CSCS site workers card. He went, "With that?" I went, "You ain't got over here with that?" He went, "Yeah." He begged disbelief.
he's so funny, and I mean, talking about it now, because me and Nathan have arguments and stuff, and I have discussions with him because I think my opinion is, I think he's one of the best players I've ever seen at 17, 18. Some of the wins he's had last year, Ian White, Johnny Clayton. His probably best win was against Raymond van Barneveld on the screen there, the day that he beat you both. Did he beat you, Harry, as well?
He beat me in the first round, Barney. That was when he done that 10 darter.
He beat Jozza, then he might have beat Daryl. No, he didn't beat Daryl. Daryl wasn't there, but he beat another one of the guys that we had on tour. It might have been Benito or somebody, and then obviously Rafferty stepped in. I mean, I'll be honest now, because obviously you're talking about other players, so I don't want you to speak out of turn. But what's your opinions on him, Harry? Is he that good, or am I just sort of like banging on about him for the sake of banging on?
I think he's very good, mate. Like if he took it more serious, he'd be definitely have a tour card. I think. I've played him a few times on the youth. We've had some good games. I remember one going 3-all, and he went out at 12 darts with a 1-3-6 finish. And that's before I really knew who he was. And obviously, I knew you'd signed him, but I didn't know how good he was. And then, beating Peter Wright at the UK Open. Honestly, when he's on form, he's one of the best young players I've seen.
I mean, obviously, there's players out there like in the youth that are probably not as talented but more dedicated. Ted Everts is probably one of them. Ted's really dedicated and everything. Yeah. And talent will only get you so far, I think. And there's players that have come and gone that I won't mention that everybody knows about that was supposed to be the next big thing and never did it. I just hope. I mean, Jamie, what do you think? You spent a lot of time with him. You're close quarters to him. What do you think, Nathan?
I think he's one of them. Harry might agree with me because I think Harry's felt the same. I don't think the youth tour and the challenge tour are any good to him. I don't think they suit him. Them long days and that. I think if he got a tour card, you'd see a different Nathan. I think he'd really kick on and show what he can do.
Yeah, I think he's unbelievable, and I just hope that something clicks in his head, and because people forget about Daryl. Daryl didn't have for teenage years. Daryl dedicated his life to darts. Didn't go out, and now Daryl was never one of the most talented.
Yeah, Matt, he ain't changed, mate. He still dedicates himself to darts and don't go out.
Yeah, but I mean, like when you were a kid, he never went out. And I love the lad, and players like even.
Well,
the thing is, though,
let's hope he can get a tour card.
Yeah.
And then,
I mean, the one thing I'll say as well. I mean, Shane McGurk. I mean, he's obviously from Republic. I mean, he's so dedicated, and I think if you could mix the two in, you'd have like an amazing player. Because Shane's probably not as talented naturally as Nathan, but Shane.
Obviously, you need to try as hard as Willie Borland as well.
Well. Oh yeah, Willie. I'm regretting saying that because ever since I've said it, he started being hitting some ridiculous averages. Like that PDC tour. This sums him up. He went 80, 81, 106. It's like what? Like it's like 80, 81, 311 darters in one game. You're like, okay, Willie, cheers, mate. Oh, we've got somebody from Callum Ridds has just sent Tiny H.
No, I'm still massive.
Still bigger than you, mate.
Yeah.
Here's a good one for you. Settle the debate. Prime Phil Taylor or prime Michael Van Gerwen?
What, as in wins the game or who I'd prefer? Or...
Well, who'd you rather take out on a date? Yeah, of course. Who's the best player?
No, I mean, I'll always stick with Phil Taylor.
Jack?
Yeah, me too, mate. I think it's one of them where he still had a lot more in the tank. I think a lot of the times he was that much better than everyone else. He kept striving, even though he was the best player in the world and he was the first one hitting regular 100+ averages. He still went away and wanted to hit 105 averages every time, and his hunger and desire to get better. And I think when you look at Michael now, he kind of looks like he's kind of bored, and you know, he don't look like he's as hungry as Phil had been, as Phil was, should I say?
I think that the money's so good now that you don't have to be as dedicated. When Phil was winning world titles, he got 40, 30, 50 grand, which, listen, I'm not a snob, it's a lot of money. Michael, you win one, it's £500,000. I mean, for me, the three best players was Bristow was the best.
You're looking here as like 80s, then 90s, then
Taylor was the most dominant. Yeah, Taylor was the most dominant, but Van Gerwen was dominant in a more competitive era. But what you've got to remember is Taylor still beat Van Gerwen on his way out, which, you know, not many players did. I mean, Taylor still had a chance against Van Gerwen when he was on his way out. So it'd be nice to see them all in the 30s. I mean, Bristow with the advances in technology as well. You've got to remember that the boards are bigger and the darts are smaller now. So Bristow had probably averaged more now. He would. It's like they said about sprinters. If they had the same technology now, they'd be probably on the same level as Usain Bolt. But you can't prove it because the advancements are just so good. So I'd go with Phil Taylor, but it'd be close. It'd be great to see a match like in both in the 30s, which would be good. Adam Summers has been drinking.
No, he's my number one supporter, always.
Yeah, he is, yeah. Here's a good debate. Do you want to settle this one for us? Settle this debate. A prime Dennis Smith or a prime Les Wallace? Who wins?
I don't know.
Les Wallace, he was world champion.
World champion, you'd have such.
I don't know who Les Wallace what is, so I don't know.
We're going to have one last question, then we're going to talk about Jamie's TV form, which will take a couple of minutes.
That won't take long, mate.
Who is your... There you go. That's a good question. Just drink from this.
Phil Taylor again. I've been on the tour a year, and there's times where I don't feel up to it, sort of thing. I can have dips in form, but the fact he was on top for that many years is just unbelievable. You won't get nothing like that again.
Jay?
Yeah. I don't know, mate. To be honest, I don't really look at players for inspiration. I kind of look inside myself for inspiration, if I'm being honest. Because I think every player's got different ways of doing things. So, you know, I can't really answer it. Because I just don't feel like I look up to anyone. Or, you know.
Not even me.
Well, every fucker looks up to you, don't they?
What about Benito? Do you look up to Benito?
Yeah. Everyone does.
Yeah. Right. Let's get on to you, Jamie. Harry, you're going to take a little back seat here. I'm sorry about that, but
that's fine. That's fine.
Jamie, we're going to talk about your TV. We're going to talk about your TV form now, which we're going to start off with the World Match Play. Obviously, qualifying for that in the last tournament at Prague. At the expense of James Wilson, who caught up with you in Leicester when we wet the baby's head here. Look.
That was a good night. That was a good night.
That was a good. I can't really remember much about it. I'll tell you a story just before we go, but before we talk about Jay, I remember Darrell was playing in the World Series against James Wade, and I said, I'm just going downstairs to watch Darrell because the Wi-Fi was good. This was about 7 o'clock, 6 hours of drinking. And I went downstairs and started to be sick. And by the time I'd been sick, Darrell had lost 8-0. So it's like, how did that happen? So it's like, oh, cheers for that. Yeah, that was a good day. So, Jay, the match play, talk us through. You draw Michael Smith and you go 4-1 up at the break.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever played in a better atmosphere. You know, it just felt like the crowd was electric on top of you. And, you know, I got a bit excited up there, if I'm being honest, you know what I mean? I was quite emotional, which ain't really my norm, but it was just the way I felt at the time. And, you know, I'd got my family in the crowd as well, so, you know, it was a big game emotional-wise for me, you know. Obviously, as you've just said, I went 4-1 up, and then it seemed like I think I could have won the next session 3-2, but I lost it 3-2, and that was kind of a turning point. Then he like kind of steamrolled me the last one. But
there's a leg at
probably
7-all.
probably I think it's probably the biggest biggest and best experience I've had in darts, to play in that atmosphere in front of that crowd. It was I've never really enjoyed dart matches because of the pressure and the the nerves, but that's the one I can say I actually enjoyed. I enjoyed the match play.
So you went down 10-7 in that game, I think. 10-8, 10-7. And obviously the next one was the heading over to Dublin, the fantastic City West, which is the best hotel in the world. Yeah, here's my reaction to the City West. Anyway, so talk us through this match, Jay, because this was a massive match. You win the first set. Michael Van Gogh levels up. You go 1-0 up in the third, and then talk us through the next sort of 15 darts, because this sort of like could have been a massive momentum change for your season.
Yeah, well, I'll start it at the start, because there was a camera to the left of the board that it was just like it was just doing all these mad things. This camera was like while we was throwing, it was going in all directions, and I thought, I wondered if it's putting him off, because it's putting me off. And then like I went one set up, and we had a break after a set, and I said to the marker, the ref, I said, can you get him to sort that camera out, like, I mean, because it's moving around while we're throwing. I said, I don't know if it's putting Michael off, but it's putting me off. And we went off. I don't know if Michael said anything, but we come back and it never did anything after that. And I lost 2-1. So I thought to myself, like, should I really said anything? Because it probably was putting him off. So, but...
Not me shouting, miss. That weren't putting him off there.
I don't know. I couldn't hear anything, mate. I don't know, But I mean, being on for the 9 daughter, it was a funny feeling, because I think it was the only time the whole game that the crowd got involved in anything. Because you know what I mean. I think it was a Monday night, and there wasn't much of a crowd there, and it's just You never know that if I'd have hit the treble 17, you never know if the ball had have gone in, do you? And it would have been nice.
I think the leg before, where you missed 2 darts at tops and tens to go 2-0 up, I think you hit that, you probably win. He's got to win 3 legs in a row, and So from there, we went to the European Championships, which obviously you had a bad elbow, so we sort of like knew we were going there, and sort of like knew we were gonna, not gonna lose, but it wasn't looking
to be
good.
honest. Going over there, it was just, can I be fit enough to compete in the match, and I was probably just about, you know what I mean. It was touch and go, but it was one of them things where I just went over there, tried my best, and I was at an hiding to nothing really.
You got revenge at the Players' Champs, beating in first round and going down to Rob Cross, and of course qualifying for the Grand Slam as well was amazing. And you was in that mood again, knowing it was in Wolverhampton on the Monday. You were qualifying, and the tournament started on the Saturday, and with it being in Wolves, like I say, it was massive to qualify for that. And drawing in a group with Chisnell, Cross, and Lisa Ashton, you really should have won the group. Let's be honest.
I threw it away against Chizzy, missed doubles again. I think I could have gone 4-1 up, and does he come back that way? We'll never know. But all I know is that I'd have been in the driving seat then. Lisa just did what I had to. It's a tough match, but just got the job done. And then Rob, I mean, I probably should have lost 5-0, 5-1 that one, but he let me back in, and then, just one of them things. He seems to have had a bit of an X over me this year, Rob. Where whenever I've played him, he seems to have been able to pull it out against me, and that was another time where he did.
Yeah. I mean, obviously 4-1 down, you kick off against the throw wheel 180 and don't hit a treble for the next 12 darts. that's sort of like where the match was sort of like finished, weren't it? Then
Yeah, but it's how saying I'm going to hit the double at the end of that. Though, if I hit another 180 after that, you know what I mean. It's how saying I'm going to check. It's how saying you're going to hit that double to win the match, you know, because it's the oldest thing to do, really, you know, with that winning double.
Yes, and of course we
It's
go to
all
the
its
world.
buts and maybes. We'll never know.
And we go to the worlds where you play Zoran Lurchbacher and miss doubles cost you missing set darts in the first and third sets, which could have wrapped up 3. And I think had you got through that game, I think you'd have really had a good run. Obviously, you had retired to your neck, but you know the way you were playing, I think had you got through that game, that was your just dodgy game to get over. And he went out. He left 36 after 9, did he, or 12 or 16 something? He left a big shot, didn't it? An easy shot, if you remember. Zoran last leg 2-2, 2-2.
Yeah. I think it was 8-8. He took out first dart.
Yeah,
but I don't think I was on a finish. I don't. Or if I was, it was an I one.
Yeah, it was. It was a 1-4-1, I think. But disappointing. Obviously, Harry, your 2 TV tournaments that you qualified for were the Players' Champs. You lost 6-5 to Darius, which probably should have won. Missing 3 darts to go 5-4 up, and then holding in 12 the next leg. But then we go to the Worlds, and you know, talk us through that game, because that was an unbelievable game. That game, the Madders Razma game. So you win the first set. Take us from there.
Well, the first set was poor from both of us, but I managed to get it. You know,
is that Mr. Perfect or Harry Ward?
It's not Mr. Perfect, that's for sure. I went off stage and I knew I was really nervous, and I couldn't settle myself down, and I don't know why. And I come back out and I tried my best just to settle down, and I just couldn't. And he railed off. Was it 6 legs? He won both the next 2 sets.
8 legs,
and then won,
right.
and then went 2-0 up in the set to win 3-1. And from that moment, I just thought, well, it's nearly over now, so just play some good darts, and they started going in. I had like 3 consecutive legs that were all under 15 darts or something, and he started missing, and the momentum just totally changed, and I managed to win.
Please.
Oh yeah. I've watched that back so many times, you know. Just like not me playing, just your reaction, my mum and dad's reaction. Oh, and Chris Pick as well.
Please. Come on.
To go at 2 sets all. I hit double top to go 2-0, and if you watch it back, you can see you sit down and say please, like you shout please, like please, and it's so funny. It's so funny.
I like to be reserved in matches. I don't like really to get involved. I like to stay calm and just focus and not try to do anything. I don't like to get. I weren't back at the old older Wasley ground at Wolverhampton. I weren't back at the stage at 4 or kicking 3 or 4 chairs. That weren't me. Calling yours or other names.
And when I was 7-0 with Max up at the Pro Tour, you weren't like sort of molesting my dad either.
I was doing more than that when you hit that double 16. So obviously, we're going to ask some questions now. We're coming up to the end. It's been an hour. It's flew by, really. Adam Summers has got a question for all 3 of us. Do you think Dennis Ovens has the best throw you've ever seen?
Well, I'm going to answer first because he says this to me all the time. And I don't get it. I don't get it at all. It's okay. It's not a bad throw, but it's not the best.
No, I don't think it's. I think I'd say there's loads better playing now. I mean, I'd say Benito's is better.
It's got better.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's the best one. I think there's been loads. I think John Lowe's is good. Barney's is good. Van Guren's, I think, is the best because it's just.
Oh, I don't know.
It's technically.
I think it's changed over the years.
Yeah.
Like,
I used to like Mervyn Kings, you know. Mervyn Kings with a flick and the hold on. What about you, Jay?
You know, I love Wilson's throw, straight and hard, straight down the line.
Yeah, I do.
You know, it just his dart just goes straight out of his hand, straight where he's aiming. You know, there's no loop on it or anything like that. And, you know,
I tell you, his throw is really good,
Yeah.
I think, and that's Max Hops. If you watch Max, he hardly ever hits 5s and 1s. Like if he gets his range right, he's unreal. Because his arm
Yeah, I
is just
mean,
in line with the track.
yeah, I think that there was a stat put on Twitter that Max Hop's the
Yeah.
straightest player in the world. He's straighter than
Yeah,
Van
that's it,
Gerwen. It's more. He strays out the 20 bed less than anyone else.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Max's throw. He's good. Clements is nice as well when he's on.
Yeah.
The German lad, he's good. I'm a bit biased, but I like watching Carroll throw. It's not as technically, but he's never really goes away from the 20s. He's getting
No,
better.
it looks easy. It looks easy.
The laziest throw's got with Willie Borland's.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Lazy. I mean, he tries at it, but you know. I tell you, whose throw's really good. Kevin Burness.
Yeah, I agree.
Straight.
Yeah.
And you say when you practice with him, Yoz, he never misses a treble, does he?
No, he never did, mate, on the practice board. You know,
I like
when he did, they
McKinstry
were all
as
around the
well.
wires.
McKinstry's
Yeah,
a
I
bit
think
lazy as well.
Yeah. I don't think it was
but
yours. I think it was me and Darryl next to him, and he hit 9 bullseyes in a row. I've never seen anyone do that.
Yeah, I think with McKinstry, he's just got a straight rhythmic throw. It's so rhythmic. Every time he throws, it looks the same as he did the time before and before that. You know, it's just so rhythmic and so repetitive.
I mean, the funny thing is about McKinstry is because he hit them many bullseyes because he loves going for the rings because he's the Lord of the. Because he looks like Gollum. Jesus Christ! Help me out here.
Yeah.
Here's one. Was there an MDA face-off exhibition? No, there wasn't, and I'm kind of glad I didn't put it on now because would have been buggered, wouldn't we? Here's one for you both. It's a nice one. Favorite venue and why?
Well, I've only ever played at Ali Pali, really. But my favourite venue I've ever played at is it was a European tour in Dusseldorf. It was amazing. It was a 2-minute walk from the airport. You stopped in the hotel, and it was all played in the hotel. You didn't have to move. It was great.
You got there on the Friday, and you were home on the Friday night.
Well, yeah, there is that. And I think it was one. I think it was one of the only ones where it was actually jam packed on the Friday as well. There was like 2,000 people.
Nah, I was there. There weren't 2,000 people then.
But it was the most I've ever seen on a Friday.
Have a look on YouTube. I was there. You played. What's his name? Richie Edhouse. Yeah. You went 2-0 up.
Yep.
Oh, Steve Beaton had a lovely throw.
Oh yeah, that's one of the best. Yeah.
Yes.
Steve Beaton. I love Steve. Nice throw.
It's never changed. That's why it's so good.
Here's one for you. Who's the nicest guy on tour? Because
it's got to be Harry Ward.
The one person Harry Ward's up there, but you never hear anybody slag him off. They never say a bad word. You never hear somebody say about Steve Beaton. He's always nice. Never hear any bad word about Steve or Brendan Dolan.
I'm going to be biased because he's a good friend of mine, but Scott Baker, honestly, I've never known anyone so funny. He's amazing, isn't he? He's amazing.
He's the thing is, this Scott, he's how can I say? When he's had a couple of beers, he's a different person. He kind of comes out his shell. You know what I mean? And then
he's very funny.
He's a fun lad, like
Yeah, I like Scott. I forgot about Scott. Who else is there? There's Scott, Brendan, Steve. That you never hear anybody say, "Oh," I keep bringing him up, but Carroll's infectious. I can't understand a word he says, but he's so nice. I am so happy to be here. I'm so happy. I play darts. It's great. I have a beer like this. Like, all right, whatever. When he starts talking in Czech, he like. He goes, I bring my family to Minehead. Is that a problem? He says, no. 7 on them. He goes, you booked the flights. I was like, oh, God, no. Get the names wrong. You can't spell Czech names. Are terrible. Oh, here we go. Which success was harder to achieve? Jamie's Euro title or Harry's Pro Tour?
Euro Tour.
I don't think Harry had won in that heat, mate.
No. I'd have collapsed.
Nah.
No, I
No
think Euro
disrespect
Tour.
to Harry, but like mine was over like 3 days, wasn't
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas at H's it was just 1 day. So
See, I'm way too inconsistent to do that on a Euro. Like one day I'll be amazing, and then the next day I'll just won't be able to hit anything. It's just how it goes for me. That's what lets me down the most, my consistency.
yeah,
It's quite funny because Harry won the Pro Tour on the 19th. Sorry. Harry won the Pro Tour on the 19th, and then on the 24th, he played Danny Noppert. He played better than he played all through the Pro Tour and got hammered 6-1. So
yes.
you don't
104
understand like, how that
average,
works because he played so much better. Yeah, and he was so good. And then he just hit everything. That 1-3-2 was unbelievable. Always one for you, Jay. What do you think?
Where was that? Where
was
was that? Was that Copenhagen? I was Walla, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was one of the Euro tours.
No, I'll tell you,
I remember watching him.
I was watching it in Stevenage with Jason because we had an exhibition in Stevenage, and obviously he sponsors Danny, and he was just like looking up, smiling, all that. But I remember that because I booked Harry a flight from Sunday to Benidorm, and he says, "Yeah, I'll stay no matter what. I'll stay." As soon as he got off, he goes, "Oh, do you think you can get me a flight to Benidorm tomorrow?" He wanted to go straight on.
I did. Yeah. Well, I didn't want to miss any of my holidays, so I asked nicely.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
I just won a lot of money the week before as well.
Yeah, I didn't mind it then. Who said that? Who said, how come you paid for Harry's flight but you didn't pay for mine? Which one was that? Was that Borland?
Maybe.
On the Pro Tour. He said, how come you didn't pay for mine but you paid for Harry's? I says 3 days early. It was on the table, the last Pro Tour.
Oh yeah. Sorry, yeah. I do remember, yeah.
Here we go. We'll just do 2 more. Then we'll get going because you've been on hour and 12 minutes. I appreciate this. Favorite MDA exhibition? I think you've only played in like the same one, ain't you?
I played in Face Off, and then I played at Skegness as well. That was good.
Oh yeah, that was a good night. Tell the story about the hotel, Harry, at Skegness. Obviously, I'd put you in late, hadn't I? So I said, I'll book your hotel.
Yeah. Booked my hotel, and me and my friend Steve Omer went, and we pulled up to this hotel, the address, and I was like, "This can't be it." This, and he goes, "It is." And Matt seen on the address it said Skegness, but he put me in Chapel St Leonard's, so I was like 25 minutes away. And the hotel was awful. It got mold everywhere and all this, so I had to drink just to go to sleep. It was awful. It was terrible. Absolutely terrible.
That's nothing. That's nothing. He's had me in an hotel in a different country to what I'm playing in.
Oh God, yeah, it doesn't surprise me, mate.
Tell that story. I was about your days in Gibraltar, like the week that you had there. The first day's Wednesday because we can't get no flights on the Thursday.
I was just walking around Gibraltar with a suitcase for 3 days.
Tell them about the boat, the first boat. Tell them about the first boat.
Like, I'll get there, like, and it's like, I've booked you on this boat in the harbour. I'm like, yeah, all right, mate, son. So I'll get there, and it's like,
Rosie and Jim.
You could probably go down the river on it. That's how big it was. Look, it was very big. I'm like, it'll do for a night. So I get on it, like, and I'm like, well, there is a shower on here. And it was like about a 20-minute walk to where the shower was. Like, round the other side of the dock and that. I was like, oh, it's only for one night, it don't matter, like. So, anyway, I've had my night in there. So then, I'm over the border in Spain now. So I'm like, all right, yeah. So I'll get to this hotel. It's It's about a 10-minute walk from the border, 15-minute walk. So, yeah, that's sound. So I'll go in there. Obviously, all the lads, them all back in Gibraltar. So I'll go back to Gibraltar of the night. About 12 o'clock of the night, I'll go back, go through the customs and everything. It's like a ghost town. There's just all like gangs of lads hanging about on corners drinking cans, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get like killed there. I'm gonna get stabbed or something. So I was like, oh, I'm happy with this, like. And
You never
Daryl
moan,
had
though.
already phoned me in the day and said, I ain't staying in Gibraltar, I'm staying on the boat. And I was like, I ain't going on, I ain't changing now, I've put all my clothes in the wardrobe. And then after that, I was like, the day after, I was up at 8 o'clock. I was on that boat at 5:30 with Daryl.
Well, you've missed a bit of an important bit there, because I'd put you two there in that. Is it Callahan's or something? I put you two there, and Darryl got off the plane and he says, "What's my hotel?" I says, "It's in Spain." He goes, "Am I in Spain?" And I went, "Yeah, you're sharing with Jamie." And he put the phone down. And I thought, oh, for God's sake. So what I did was, I booked.
Well, I don't know this, do I?
No, you don't know this. I rung up the big boat. What's it called? What was it called? The Sunborn. Sunborn.
Sunborn, yeah.
So I ring the Sunborn up, book on. I say, "Have you got a room for 4 nights?" He goes, yes, Mr. Ward. It's £1,200. And I'm like, oh no. So I think, well, I've got to book it because he ain't going to talk to me. So I book it. I ring him up. I said, right, I've got you on the boat now, Sunborn. He goes, right, I'll talk to you now. And then I ring Jamie up. He goes, look, Jay, I feel so bad about putting you in Gibraltar, in Spain. How's about you go and join Darryl on the boat, mate? I'll take care of it like I've done him a favour.
Yeah, but Daryl had already found me and says, I'm going on the boat, come in the boat with me.
He didn't know that till he stepped off the plane. That was so funny.
Yeah, and the other one with that was when I come back and I'd been bit. Me and Daryl had been bit by bed bugs.
I got a free room for the Gibraltar one this year that I won't be able to use now. But there you go. Such is life.
I don't know. They might still do that one because they might still have the JDC there if they can. So I think they might still do that one if they can.
We're going to finish off with this for you both. Both answer this, and then we're going to get off because it's been an hour and a half and it's been fantastic. First time we've done this. We're going to be back next week with Gezi and Daryl, which will be explosive. So hopes and aims for when we come back to Harry Ward.
Just start winning games again, because this year, before the lockdown, I just wasn't in it. I don't know. There's something happened this year. My form dropped and it was getting to me a bit. But I've had a break. My practice is going well. So just start winning games and putting some runs together.
Brilliant. Jamie?
Just keep on rising up the rankings. I hope, I've always been the kind of bloke who, if I just go up one ranking place every year, I'm improving. I'm making progress. As long as I'm making progress, I'm happy. And in the end, I think I'll be successful if I just keep getting better and progressing.
Yeah, just the last question. He's asked it 10 times, so we'll have to you, Jay. Jamie, what did you think of the Darts Dazzler experience in Leeds last year? Would you go back again if you got?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. It was a good night. Yeah, the venue was magnificent. First time I'd ever been to Leeds. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. I'd go back in an heartbeat. Yeah, it was a great night.
Yeah, it was, mate. It was good. All right, listen, it's been absolutely brilliant having you both on, and hope you're staying safe in quarantine and keeping healthy and keeping fit and practicing on that board. And we'll do another one of these. Maybe maybe get Wilson on, or a few other players that are not involved with us. Maybe get a couple more people on to join the debate and everything. It's been really good. I've really enjoyed it. The time's flew. It don't seem like an hour and a half. So hopefully we'll see you all very soon.
Yeah, I've enjoyed it. Hopefully, yeah.
All right, guys. See you later.
See you later.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday.